Hi everyone. Let's talk about the most frustrating paradox in the world of manifestation. Why do you visualize money, a car, or a new house every day, yet nothing changes? The answer is simple, yet revolutionary, and it is rooted in the work of Dr. Joe Dispenza. You are focusing on the wrong thing. You are obsessively focusing on the what, the material object, which is Newtonian thinking. But manifestation is a quantum process, and the quantum field responds not to what you want, but to who you are being. Your persistent focus on the object you lack is actually a secret low-frequency broadcast of scarcity and separation. Your brain might be thinking wealth, but your body is screaming lack. The true currency of manifestation is not the thought, it is the feeling. Your heart generates an electromagnetic field that is thousands of times stronger than your brain's electrical field. This magnetic signal, your feeling, is the magnet that attracts reality. If your emotional state is defined by the absence of money, your frequency is incoherent, weak, and fractured. You are broadcasting static, and the universe reflects static back to you. We need to stop asking, what do I want, and start demanding, how do I want to feel? In this video, we will dismantle the what fallacy and teach you how to master emotional clarity. We will move from the exhausting process of thinking about abundance to the effortless state of being abundant. If you are ready to move beyond visualization and into the profound science of energetic creation, stay with me. This is where your true power lies. 1. The fallacy of the what, the material trap. The reason most people fail at manifestation, despite years of dedicated effort, visualization boards, and morning affirmations, is a fundamental misunderstanding of the physics of creation. They are trapped in the outdated paradigm of Newtonian thinking, attempting to use the laws of matter to manipulate the realm of energy. The fallacy begins the moment you decide that your manifestation goal is an object, the $500,000 in the bank, the red Ferrari, the large house on the beach. This is the focus on the what. When you prioritize the what, you are locking yourself into the material world, which is a world defined by the separation between the observer and the observed, and between what you have and what you lack. Your obsession with the material object, the money, inadvertently programs your entire energetic system to broadcast one clear, powerful, and destructive signal: absence. Think about the moment you visualize the $500,000. Your brain, specifically the neocortex, is actively constructing a mental image of that object. But simultaneously, your body, your emotional memory, is checking the current reality. It looks at your bank account, which currently reads $5,000, and immediately detects the massive energetic gap between the visualization and the reality. This detection of a gap, the realization that the what is not here, is a powerful stressor. The subconscious mind, the body, registers this gap as a form of lack or deficiency. And what does the body do when it detects lack, deficiency, or separation? It immediately triggers the HPA axis and releases the survival chemicals, cortisol and adrenaline. You are effectively using your visualization technique to trigger a low-frequency state of scarcity and anxiety. You are telling your body, I do not have this thing I need to survive, and therefore I am unsafe and incomplete. The emotion generated by the lack of the $500,000 is always more potent, more physical, and more magnetically powerful than the fleeting thought of the $500,000 itself. You have created a profound state of energetic dissonance. Your brain is sending a tiny electrical signal of the picture, wealth, but your body is sending a massive electromagnetic tsunami of the feeling of I am incomplete without it, scarcity. In the quantum field, the magnetic signal, the feeling, always overpowers the electrical signal, the thought. So the universe receives a chaotic, low-frequency message: I am lacking and I am desperate. And because the universe is a non-judgmental mirror, it simply reflects that chaotic scarcity back to you, reinforcing the very absence you are trying to overcome. This fixation on the material object traps you in the Newtonian law of cause and effect. You believe that the material object, the cause, must appear first, and then the feeling, the effect, happiness, security, will follow. I will be happy when the money arrives. This is the logic of the victim because it places your internal state of being outside of your control, making it dependent on the external environment. Dr. Dispenza teaches that the creator operates under the quantum law of causing and effect. The creator generates the high-frequency feeling, the cause, first, and then the material object, the effect, must appear to match the internal energetic truth. If you are trying to attract wealth, you must first feel the abundance and security that wealth is meant to provide. When you focus on the what, you are focusing on the future. The moment you think about the future, your body, which is addicted to the past, gets restless and anxious because the future is chemically unknown and therefore unsafe. This anxiety pulls you out of the creative present moment and back into the predictable chemicals of the past self. The focus on the material object also ignores the fundamental purpose of manifestation, evolution. The universe is not interested in giving you toys. It is interested in helping you become a higher version of yourself. The $500,000 is merely a symbol. What you actually want is the feeling state associated with it: freedom, security, peace, and worthiness. These are high-frequency emotional states that have a massive, clear, and powerful electromagnetic signature. But because you focus on the dollar amount, you bypass the emotional clarity required to become the person who already possesses those feelings. You are asking the universe to deliver a high-frequency result to a low-frequency self. This is a physics impossibility. The visualization becomes an exhausting chore because it is rooted in effort and desperation rather than ease and flow. You are using mental force to try to manipulate reality, which requires a huge expenditure of electrical energy from the brain. This effort often reinforces the feeling of "it's not here yet," which pushes the desired object further away. The true block is the incoherence between the electrical thought, the object, and the magnetic feeling, the lack. The mind says one thing and the heart screams the opposite. This dissonance shatters your energetic broadcast, turning your intended manifestation signal into chaotic static. The universe cannot collapse a high-order reality, stable wealth, from a low-order, polarized, and desperate frequency. It is only when you release the need to define the what, when you stop demanding the specific, rigid object, that you allow the infinite possibilities of the quantum field to organize themselves around the feeling state you are broadcasting. When you shift your focus from the external object to the internal emotional state, you move from being a beggar to being a master. A beggar focuses on the need for the external object to fill the internal void. A master focuses on filling the internal void with high-frequency emotion, knowing that the external object is merely a reflection that must follow. You must stop visualizing the specific currency and start embodying the feeling currency that the money represents. This change in focus is the first step in reclaiming your power from the external environment and establishing true internal sovereignty. The moment you can generate the feeling of abundance before the money arrives, you have escaped the material trap. You have proven to your body that you are the creator of your own chemical state, and the universe must immediately rearrange itself to match your new, powerful internal truth. In the next block, we will delve into the science of why the feeling, and specifically the heart's coherent frequency, is the true magnetic engine of creation. We will learn how to turn your heart into a 5,000 times stronger magnet that effortlessly draws in the abundance that matches your emotional clarity. The power is not in the picture of the house. The power is in the feeling of the freedom the house represents. 2. Feeling is the magnet, the coherence mandate. If the focus on the what is the foundational error, then the solution lies in understanding the true architecture of the quantum broadcast. The core principle of creation, as understood through Dr. Joe Dispenza's model, is this: feeling is the magnet. Your mind, with its thoughts and visualizations, is essential, but it is only half of the equation. Thoughts are purely electrical in nature. When you visualize the money, your brain is sending out a very fast, high-frequency electrical signal, the thought, which carries the intention or the information of your desired future. However, the power to attract, to pull matter and energy towards you, is the domain of your heart. Your heart is the body's primary electromagnetic generator, the massive engine of the creation process. Your heart's electrical field, measured by an EKG, is powerful, but its magnetic field, the energy that interacts directly with the quantum field, is up to 5,000 times stronger than the brain's magnetic field. Your heart's magnetic field is your feeling, and it is the universal carrier wave for your intention. If the thought is the instruction manual for the universe, the feeling is the massive magnetic field that actually delivers the manual across space-time. This means you can have the clearest, most detailed instruction manual, the visualization of the $500,000, but if your magnetic field is weak or chaotic, the feeling of lack, the manual never reaches its destination. The signal is lost in the noise of your own body's emotional dysfunction. The only way to generate a clean, strong, and far-reaching magnetic field is through heart coherence. Heart coherence is the scientific measure of order and synchronization between your brain and your heart. When you are stressed, worried, anxious, or focusing on the what that you lack, your heart rate variability, HRV, is incoherent. The rhythm is frantic, jagged, and unpredictable, a chaotic scribble on the graph. This chaotic heart rhythm instantly fragments your electrical brainwaves and generates a weak, polarized, and confused magnetic field. You are broadcasting static, an ineligible frequency that the quantum field cannot organize into a stable reality. The quantum field cannot collapse a possibility into reality from a signal of internal conflict. It simply reflects the internal chaos. Therefore, the coherence mandate is the non-negotiable step. You must achieve and sustain a state of physiological coherence before the manifestation can occur. Coherence is achieved when the heart rhythm is smooth, organized, and exhibits a fluid, powerful sine wave pattern. This organized pattern is generated when the body's chemistry is dominated by elevated emotions, love, gratitude, joy, and freedom. These emotions, the feelings associated with abundance, are the precise frequencies that force the heart into its optimal rhythmic state. When your heart is coherent, your magnetic field expands exponentially. It becomes a clean, powerful, unified, and organized magnet. This is the physics of effortless receiving. When your field is coherent, the universe does not have to struggle to understand your intention. The high-frequency energy of the field dictates the organization of matter around you. The focus must shift entirely from the Newtonian question, how can I get the money, to the quantum question, how can I generate the feeling of being worthy and safe with the money right now? The specific amount of money is a symbol for the feeling of security and freedom. If you skip the emotional work, if you try to visualize the money while your body is chemically saturated with the feelings of insecurity, doubt, or lack, you are attempting to override a 5,000 times stronger magnetic field with a tiny electrical signal. This is a losing battle. The body's chemistry always wins the war against the mind's fleeting intention. This is where the true power of Dr. Dispenza's teaching comes in. The feeling is the prayer. The emotion is what binds the intention to the reality. When you feel the overwhelming joy, peace, and gratitude of the future, you are sending a clear, high-frequency magnetic signal out to the field. You are physically, magnetically, and chemically acting as if the money and the security are already here. This state of being, the synchronized state of thought and elevated emotion, is the only signal that collapses the quantum wave into stable, lasting reality. The reason most visualizations fail is that the body is addicted to the low-frequency survival emotions of the past. The moment you visualize the high-frequency future, wealth, freedom, the body resists the chemical withdrawal from cortisol, triggering panic or doubt to pull the system back into the familiar, toxic chemistry of the past self. The body, as the subconscious mind, vetoes the visualization. The sovereignty mandate, therefore, is to generate the feeling so intensely that the body believes the future has already happened. You must provide your nervous system with irrefutable, superior chemical evidence that the future of peace and abundance is your new, preferred, and most stable survival state. This demands a commitment to generating the feeling of wholeness. Wholeness is the state where you feel complete, safe, and entirely resourceful before the external condition changes. When your field broadcasts, "I am whole," the universe cannot send you anything but the reflection of wholeness, which includes financial security. If your field broadcasts, "I need $500,000 to be whole," the universe can only reflect the neediness and the incomplete state. The key to unlocking the magnet is to move your focus from the external, rigid object to the internal, flexible, emotional state. The true manifestation is not the car. The true manifestation is the internal feeling of freedom that the car represents. By focusing on the feeling, you are using the most powerful energy in the universe, your own coherence, to pull your future into the present. 3. The emotional alchemy. The why protocol. The crucial transition from the frustrated visualizer to the effortless attractor requires us to stop focusing on the what, the external object, and fully embrace the how will I feel, the internal state. This shift is not philosophical, it is an act of emotional alchemy, the conscious, precise conversion of low-frequency survival emotions into the high-frequency creation chemistry of the future. The brain's most evolved hardware, the prefrontal cortex, must be activated to override the programmed circuits of the emotional brain, which are addicted to the feelings of the past. We are implementing the why protocol, which is the precise technique for moving from the energy of lack to the physics of wholeness. The 3-step why protocol for coherent creation. Step 1. Disengage the Newtonian mind, the lack to clarity check. Before any visualization or meditation begins, you must address the chemical residue of lack left by the old way of thinking. When you focused on the what, the money, the house, you were unconsciously broadcasting, "I don't have this and I need it to be happy." This feeling of neediness is the immediate precursor to incoherence and is the exact opposite of the feeling of abundance, which is the feeling of having more than enough. You must consciously use your PFC to stop the thought process of lack. Ask yourself the following clarifying question. What is the feeling that the money is meant to provide? Do not allow the brain to give you the object. Force it to give you the emotion. Is the $500,000 meant to provide freedom? Is the new career meant to provide worthiness? Is the perfect relationship meant to provide unconditional love? Identify the single most potent, elevated emotion that your manifestation is meant to bring into your life. This is the why. This is the non-negotiable step because you are defining the exact magnetic frequency you need to generate. By naming the feeling, for example, freedom, you instantly disempower this specific object, for example, $500,000. You realize the money is just a symbol for an internal state you can access now. This recognition that the feeling is accessible without the external condition is the moment you seize sovereignty from your environment. You are telling your body, my freedom is an internal condition, not an external dependency. This stops the cascade of stress hormones that accompany the feeling of lack, creating the necessary neurological space for the new frequency to be installed. You are effectively turning off the static and preparing the energetic channel. Step 2. Generate the superior chemistry, embodying the future. With the why, the elevated emotion, clearly identified, you must now move your awareness from the brain's analytical center down into the heart center. The goal is to generate the superior chemistry, the flood of oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins that is chemically incompatible with the anxiety of lack. You must provide your nervous system with irrefutable, undeniable chemical evidence that you are safe, complete, and already in possession of the abundance represented by your why. Do not visualize the money. Embody the feeling of having the freedom right now. Think of the past memory or a future possibility that evokes that pure feeling of your why, like overwhelming gratitude for a past blessing or the absolute peace of a secured retirement. Hold that feeling of freedom or worthiness so intensely that you feel a physical change in your chest, a warmth, an expansion, a sense of lightness. You are manually forcing your heart into a state of coherence. As your heart rhythm smooths into that perfect sine wave, its magnetic field expands massively, generating the clean, organized frequency of your why. This is the emotional alchemy at its most potent. You are using your consciousness to create a chemical environment that matches the future you desire. You are providing the body with the experience of the future in the present moment. Dr. Dispenza teaches that when you combine a clear intention, step 1, with an elevated emotion, step 2, you are sending a unified signal to the field. The intention, electrical, is the thought of the future. The emotion, magnetic, is the feeling of the future. You are not begging the universe to send you $500,000. You are broadcasting, I am free and secure. The what is merely the inevitable material reflection of this unshakable internal truth. This process is not visualization. It is pre-programming the nervous system. You are teaching the body to be addicted to the feeling of freedom, making the feeling of scarcity chemically repulsive. This reconditioning is what makes the future reality predictable and guaranteed. Step 3. The conscious collapse, rehearsing the state of being. While holding this peak coherent state, the feeling of your why, you now engage in the mental rehearsal. But the rehearsal is not about the what itself, it is about rehearsing the unshakable state of being that the feeling represents. Rehearse the feeling of making a decision from a place of complete financial freedom. Rehearse the sense of ease when receiving unexpected good news without the fear of it being taken away. Rehearse the feeling of worthiness when accepting a large payment with a heart that remains open and grateful, not anxious or guarded. You are using this elevated energy to lay down the neural pathways of the new self. Every time you execute this protocol, you are telling your brain, This feeling of freedom is my new non-negotiable reality. You are creating the neurological and physiological architecture that can sustain the abundance when it arrives. This consistency is vital. You cannot be coherent for 5 minutes and incoherent for 5 hours. You must make the elevated emotion, the feeling of your why, the most familiar and comfortable state of your being. When your body accepts that the feeling of freedom is the new homeostasis, the external world has no choice but to drop the external symbol of that freedom, the money, into your reality. You are moving from the exhausting process of trying to get something to the effortless state of being something. This is the emotional clarity that unlocks the quantum field. It is the final, supreme lesson. The emotion is the creation. The object is simply the confirmation. When you prioritize the feeling over the object, you reclaim your sovereignty and become the architect of your destiny, moving into a state of effortless receiving. 4. The state of being, sustained creation and effortlessness. We have performed the emotional alchemy. We have stopped chasing the what and have successfully embodied the why, the feeling of the future. The ultimate non-negotiable proof that you have mastered this protocol is the achievement of the state of being, a sustained, effortless reality where your inner world dictates the outer world without delay or resistance. This is the state Dr. Joe Dispenza describes as living in the present moment, where you are so whole, so grateful, and so secure that the need for the external object completely dissolves. The most critical element in this final phase is dissolving the neediness, which is the energetic anchor that constantly tries to pull the sovereign creator back into the chaotic frequency of the victim. When you focused on the what, the specific amount of money, your body was sending a constant magnetic signal of, I am incomplete without it. This is neediness. Neediness creates resistance. It is an energy of clinging, desperation, and lack of trust in the universe. It creates friction in your energy field, which slows down the rate at which matter organizes around your intention. When you successfully embody the feeling of your why, freedom, worthiness, security, the magnetic field you generate is so powerful and so stable that the need for the external validation vanishes. You reach a point where you genuinely feel, internally, I already have everything I need. I am complete. In this state of wholeness, you achieve non-attachment. Non-attachment is not apathy, it is the ultimate expression of unwavering trust. You have done the work, you have supplied the coherent energy, you have executed the protocol, you have provided the chemical evidence to your body. Now you release the specific what to the infinite intelligence of the quantum field. You stop managing the how, the when, and the where. This act of letting go is the moment you step out of the Newtonian time constraints and into the quantum realm of timeless potential. As long as you are constantly checking your bank account, anxiously waiting for the manifestation, you are energetically recreating the gap between your current reality and your desired future. You are moving back into the low-frequency state of lack and separation, restarting the entire cycle of effort and struggle. The true manifestation happens when you feel the joy and gratitude of your why and then forget about it. The thought of the money no longer carries an emotional charge because the internal feeling of security is already superior and constant. You have moved from actively visualizing the future, an exhausting chore, to passively being the future, an effortless state. Your body achieves a new biological homeostasis. The constant practice of generating the superior chemistry, oxytocin, serotonin, has permanently downregulated the receptors for the survival chemistry, cortisol. Your default internal setting is now peace and gratitude. This chemical shift means that when an external event happens, a bill comes in or a challenge arises, your body no longer automatically reverts to the trauma of the past. The brain no longer has the chemical hardware to sustain a state of scarcity. The neural circuits for doubt and worry have been pruned and starved. You are now operating as a true sovereign creator, meaning your internal reality is so stable and consistent that external conditions must adapt to match your internal state. The sustained coherence of your heart and brain guarantees continuous flow. Your massive, clean magnetic field acts as a constant attractor beacon, pulling organized energy and synchronous events toward you without conscious effort. This is the state of effortless receiving, where opportunities appear, connections are made, and money flows in ways you couldn't have planned or forced. You are no longer pushing a rock uphill. You are standing on the mountaintop, and the gravitational pull of your own high frequency is bringing the reality to you. The ultimate breakthrough is the realization that you are manifesting your internal feeling state, not the external object. If you sustain the feeling of freedom, your why, the universe is forced to deliver the external proof of that freedom, whether it comes as cash, a paid-off debt, or a sudden lucrative opportunity. The form of the manifestation is irrelevant. The feeling is the currency. When you achieve this state of being, you become an integrated, whole individual whose energy is entirely focused on creation, not survival. You are no longer spending your vital life force on worrying about the what that is missing. You're spending that energy on the highest order of creation: innovation, service, connection, and joy. This massive release of energy, combined with the coherent magnetic field, transforms you into a powerful, living magnet that compels the quantum field to respond with precision and speed. Stop visualizing the specific money. Start embodying the feeling of the finished product, the feeling of the person who is already financially whole, secure, and free. Live every day as if your why has already been realized, not as an act of pretending, but as a genuine chemical and energetic reality. Maintain that coherent frequency, and the final block to receiving, the focus on the material what, will shatter completely, leaving you in the limitless, unblocked flow of sustained abundance. We have established that your abundance is not determined by the economy or your job, but by the clean, powerful magnetic signal of your heart. You are no longer required to beg or to force outcomes. Your only job is to generate the feeling of your why, freedom, worthiness, security, so intensely that your internal state becomes an irresistible magnetic truth. I want to hear from you. What is the feeling, your why, that you are committing to embodying today? Is it freedom, peace, unconditional love? Share it in the comments below. Let us use this comment section as a collective field of high-frequency intention. If this video helped you shift from the frustration of wanting to the power of being, hit the like button and subscribe for more content on mastering your energy field. Thank you for choosing to be the sovereign creator of your reality. I'll see you in the next video. If you found the scientific explanation of emotional clarity and heart coherence compelling, you need the complete manual to reprogram your body and mind. The most detailed and practical guide to mastering your internal state is Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. This book provides the meditations and the neuroscientific framework to make the Why protocol a sustainable practice. It is the key to dissolving the old self and permanently installing the wealthy, coherent you. You can find the direct link to Becoming Supernatural in the description or the first pinned comment below. Start reading it today.